As we head into 2024, Amazon has just announced their recent price increases like they do every year. They've also introduced some shocking new fees as well. So in this video, we're going to be running through those fees, but it's not all bad news. There are a couple of pieces of good news as well. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video for those. So let's see how Amazon deliver this news to the sellers that they depend on for their business. As we approach the end of 2023, we would like to thank you for your continued partnership in serving customers and achieving new milestones of success together. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? As we look to 2024, we will be implementing a set of fee changes that continue to provide you with a great value and allow us to partner together to offer customers amazing service while reducing our collective costs to do so. Now, you'll probably see why I'm laughing when we get to the actual fee increases, but to say they're trying to reduce our collective costs is just a blatant lie. And you can see here a long list of all the changes, and I'll put a link to this article in the description so you can go through this and look in detail. But I'm just going to cover the key changes that are going to impact pretty much all sellers. There are some additional changes as well, but this video would be 2 hours long if I went through all of those pages. So I'm going to stick to the main ones. So the first one. This is the fulfillment fee change. This is how much you pay Amazon for picking, packing, and sending that product to the customer, managing any returns, and also managing customer service. So the fulfillment fee varies depending on the size and weight of the product, but overall, the fees are going up. So if we scroll down, we've got the fees that are going to start as of, where's the start date for these? These take effect from the 5th of February 2024. So they're coming in very, very soon. And I've just highlighted a few options here in different tiers so you guys can get an example of how much they are increasing. So as of February 2024, for a small parcel weighing less than 400 grams, you're going to be paying £3 and a penny. Now, how does that compare? Well, I've got the latest rate card here. This is from September 2023. And for the same parcel, they're currently charging £2.81. So from £2.81 to £3.01. So that's going up 20p. Which I think is about 7%. The next one is a standard parcel, about 1.4 kilograms. That is £3.36, and that is going up to £3.60. So I think that's actually a slightly bigger increase. No, I think it's still 7%. It's just nominally it sounds a bit more. And then the small oversize, we're going from £5.06 up to £5.32, which I think is about a 5% increase. So somewhere between 5 to 7% increases on their fulfillment fees. And this is why in last week's video, we talked about how important it is to have really healthy margins when you pick a product to sell on Amazon, as you don't want to end up like the guys that we covered last week who are making millions of dollars in sales, but actually making no profit because they never had the margins to begin with. So make sure you have super healthy margins. So when Amazon inevitably keep increasing their prices every single year and sometimes introducing new fees, you have that margin to soak it up. So that's the first part. That is the fulfillment fees are going up. The next thing we want to look at is the returns processing fee changes. This is for customers returning product to Amazon. Now, you already pay for that. You already lose a decent chunk of money when a customer returns a product. But the big change this year, let me read it out to you. So starting on October 1st, 2024, so still 10 months away, we'll introduce a returns processing fee for high return rate products in all categories, excluding clothing and shoes, because the return rate in clothing and shoes is just crazy, to address the operational cost of returns and to reduce waste. The fee will only apply to products that have return rates above a threshold specific to each category. The first charge will be between the 7th and 15th of December 2024. So this fee is still a little bit away, but it's something to be aware of because Amazon are now going to start judging your product versus other products in that category. So it's going to be an average return rate for that category. And for any returns above that rate, you're going to pay an additional fee. So a bit more information here. For a given month's shipped units, the returns processing fee will be charged for each returned unit above the product category's return rate threshold. And if we scroll down, let's say 1,000 units of a product were shipped to customers in October 2024. In October, November, and December, so they use a 3-month rolling basis, 120 of those 1,000 units were returned. So that would be a 12% return rate. The returns threshold for this example product category is 10%. So the returns that exceed 100 units, which is going to be 20, would be subject to that additional charge. And if we scroll down, we can see how much they're going to charge. So it'll be £2.40 for a small parcel at 400 grams, £2.65 for a standard parcel. If you're in oversized territory, look at these, the sort of fees. If you've got an oversized product and you've got a return rate above the category average, you're going to be paying a fair old whack. So make sure you develop a product that doesn't have a high return rate. So that's one of the new fees they've introduced or are introducing in 2024. Next up, we have the actual return to seller fee. So this is if you send a product to Amazon and it's not going very well, or maybe a customer has returned it and you want to get the inventory returned to you so you can check whether it's any good and you want to send it back in. There's quite big hikes here, and this also covers disposals as well. So sometimes I'll get products just disposed of by Amazon as I don't want them coming back to me. And other times if I think I can furbish them myself, then I'll get them sent to me and see if I can send them back in. So let's take a look at what they're going to be charging, how much they're going to be increasing prices. So for a standard type of product, weighing between 500 grams and 1 kilo, before February the 5th this year, it'd be 96p for an item to be returned for the Amazon fulfillment center to your house or office or wherever it is. That is going up to £1.36. That's a massive increase. That's close to 40% increase. For oversize, it doesn't get any better. We're going from £2.65 to £3.91. So that's just to get the unit returned from Amazon to you. Now, if we go down a bit further, we've got the disposal fees as well. And for an average standard product, that's going from £1.10 to £1.88. That is a huge jump. And to many people, it will make them reluctant to use the disposal services. That is a huge cost. And for oversized and special handling items, look at this, from £4.42 to £7.97. So some people might be rethinking their approach to having items either returned to them or disposed of, because these fee increases, I think they're unfair to increase them that much. Up next, we have the monthly storage fee and the aged inventory surcharge as well. Now, I'm just going to focus on the monthly storage fee, as the aged inventory is only going to apply to aged stock. And hopefully, if you've got a good selling product, that's not going to be an issue for you. So let's see how much inventory storage fees are going to be going up. And we're going to take a look at standard size products. So between January and September, because Amazon charge more for storage during Q4, so between October and December, they already charge more for storing inventory at the Amazon fulfillment centers. So at the moment, they charge 78p in January to September and £1.10 in October to December. And this is per cubic foot per month. Now, from March 2024, notice how all of these are starting at completely random dates. We had some in February, some in March, some in October. So the actual out of peak season, so January to September, we're actually staying the same, which isn't too bad at all. We're staying at 78p. But in Q4, we're going up from £1.10 to £1.21. So be very careful with your inventory management in Q4, as your charge is basically going up about 10% for storage in peak season. Now, before we get to the good news, there is a Helium-10 offer on in December, so there's only about 10 days left for you guys to get this. It's 40% off for your first 4 months. Now, normally the code we have on the channel is 20% off for 6 months, so 40% off for 4 months is a really good code. So if you're looking to start Amazon FBA in the new year, this is well worth signing up for. Use it for the first 4 months, as that is a really good offer, getting 40% off Helium-10. There'll be a link to this in the pinned top comment and in description. It'll be an affiliate link, so you don't have to put in any code either. It should automatically bring you to this page, and you can get your 40% off for your first 4 months. There'll also be a link to the FBA Elite course as well next to that in the pinned top comment and description. So on to the good news. Well, you say it's good news. It's less good news and more a case of we're dodging a bullet that some of the other marketplaces aren't. So this is Amazon.com. Let me read out some of the things that are being introduced in America and how that is going to filter through to what's happening in the UK. So in America, we will introduce an inbound placement service fee for standard and large bulky sized products to reflect our cost of distributing inventory to fulfillment centers close to customers. These fees will average 27 cents per unit for standard sized products and $1.58 for large bulky sized products. Now, in exchange for this, they are going to decrease the FBA fulfillment fee rates for standard sized products by 20 cents and for large bulky sized products by 61 cents. So what they're doing is charging you more upfront, because as soon as you send a unit to one of their fulfillment centers, they have to redistribute it across America, or if it's in the UK, they redistribute it across the UK. In America, it costs them a lot more to do that, as their fulfillment centers are much further apart. So they're going to charge customers or sellers upfront. and then they're going to give them a slight discount on the fulfillment fee. So instead of them only charging them when they're making a sale, they're charging them for every single unit that arrives, and then they're giving them a smaller discount, so less than the actual increase when they actually do make a sale. So Amazon win either way, the sellers do lose. Now the good news is, at the moment, this isn't applying to Amazon UK. I'm not saying this definitely isn't coming to the UK, because I could potentially see it happening, but I don't think they need to charge us as much as they are charging in America, because our fulfillment centers are much closer together. But that's what my logical brain says. What I really believe is that Amazon will squeeze us as much as they can, and they may introduce that at some point. They're also introducing a low inventory level fee for standard size products. So this is going to apply if you don't manage your inventory very well, because what Amazon are saying is that if your inventory gets to a certain level, and I think they're classing it less than 28 days of stock, because they might not have enough stock to cover all of their fulfillment centers, if they get an order from somewhere and your product's in one of the fulfillment centers further away, and there's not enough stock to be in the one local to them, they're going to charge you an additional fee. So this is being introduced, and if we come to Amazon UK, so effective April the 1st, 2024, a low inventory cost for pan EU will apply. Now this doesn't cover the UK as well. So although I say it's good news, it's just that we're dodging some of the bullets that are currently happening in either America or in Europe. We're avoiding that initial fee for them receiving the inventory and distributing around the fulfillment centers, and we're also avoiding low inventory costs, which are currently applying as well. So maybe these will both come to the UK in time, but at the moment, based on the latest articles that have been released, we seem to have dodged those bullets. Like I said, there are other changes, and there's a full list of articles for you guys to go through. That's how many changes there are. They can't just put them on one page. They have to have a page for every type of change they got. I'll put a link to this article in the description. Now, if this hasn't put you off starting Amazon FBA, I'm going to pop up 2 different videos. The first video is a step-by-step guide which shows you everything you need to do to get started with Amazon FBA and make £100,000 per year. So I'm going to pop that up now. And next to that, I'm going to pop up a video which shows you the exact process that I use to find products on Amazon. So if you're looking to find your first product, watch that video and use the technique that I use to find every product that I sell on Amazon. And I'll see you guys in either one of those videos.